What you doing?
Putting garden beds together, losing the nuts.
That's annoying. Bet you that's frustrating.
Yes.
Man, you're doing a great job. Look at that. You got all them to go yet. So I've just been mowing. It's Sunday. And got some more whippersnippering to do. We've got catch a load, so the chickies have got their grass. Okay, we tend to try to be a bit careful with these and use the old digging fork, and then just bring them up gently. And hey presto, you have a gladi bulb on the end of the dried out stalk. So these are done. The dead bulbs on the bottom. Whoop, all over the shop. Dead bulbs are on the bottom, or the previous bulbs. They'll dry. We'll air them over the winter and dry them out, ready for next season. Okay, these are the gladi bulbs. So we've left the ones that were still a bit green. A lot had died off, and the reason I've actually picked the couple that are still a bit green on the top is that the ground, so much rain, actually unseasonal rain, worried about the bulbs rotting. So anyway, I pulled them out. We'll leave them out to air and dry. If you've got one that's still green, leave the stalk on him and just let him die back. The bulb will feed off of the stalk as it dies back, I believe. And yeah, we'll dry them out and get them ready, and that'll be next year's gladi planting. Okay, what we doing?
All right, now, about January I did some succession planting of potatoes, and we're starting to harvest. So there's actually, these are drier. Oh, look here. This is a much drier mix. It's not been watered. It's just sort of been left to the elements. Now, we had to water the last batches that went down because it was a really particularly dry period, but this has all been left because it's been a lot wetter. This has actually just been left to have the elements do the watering for us. So that's, oh no, 2 or 3 tubs worth that we've emptied. And
3 tubs.
3 tubs, there you go. This is actually a better harvest than what we got from our earlier, more loved harvest. So I think the truth is, let them dry out a bit.
So you got a big sweet potato?
Yes, I went and something had actually broken it, so I've gone and harvested that. A couple of old leeks that we had left. We've checked the other 2 pumpkins. I don't think they're quite ripe yet. They're not ready to come off. But tonight is roast lamb, so we'll have our own sweet potato, our own pumpkin from all the ones that we've got in the kitchen, our own potatoes and our own leek. So it won't be totally all our own vegetables, but we're getting closer.
Oh,
All right, so here's my basket. So we have a range of sizes and a range of types. That looks pretty darn good to me though.
a bit quick.
Nope, sorry. I think that one's a Kifler. That looks like a Kifler. Could be a pink fir apple, I think. Not sure about that one. But as you can see, one of the important things, and one of the really positive things about changing over this soil every year and doing it in the pots, one of the problems we don't have potato scab. And potato scab comes when you don't put your potatoes in fresh soil each year. Now, if you're using a bed, obviously you would need to rotate. From our perspective, we use mushroom compost and just leave them go. And this is a really good haul, actually. This is probably the best haul we've had all year. The earlier year stuff was not very good at all, but this is really positive. So it just keeps reminding me that the importance of succession planning, and particularly as you get to the end of the year. Okay, so we're actually heading down the driveway. We are going to
Get wet because Mark has to open the gate.
see what I put up with.
No. Guess who has driver and still has to open the gate?
We're actually going to the show and it's really wet and miserable, and we've actually had 5 mil. It took all day, well actually I think 6 mil. It took all day to get that. But the plan is now we'll see what we haven't won at this show with our pumpkins. But all jokes aside, it's just a bit of fun. Right, so we're actually arrived at the showgrounds, and you can probably hear them in the background. It's really wet, but anyway, we're going to go in. We'll see you in a minute. Okay, kind of a bit of a surprise. We've got a third. Look at that.
And that was, yeah,
That
well
was
done.
a surprise.
That's your,
Do you want to go and show the Queensland Blues?
Yep.
We didn't do some more with that Queensland Blues.
that's a pretty cool looking pumpkin. And that's the winner.
Of the Queensland
And
Blues,
that's
yeah.
second. And then you got Queensland Blues all the way along. And there's our two poor little sad babies.
That's right, they'll be tasty. We'll enjoy eating them. Actually, what I do want to do.
There it is. Congratulations, pumpkin winner.
Yay!
We're just at the show and over in the flower section, just having a look at the begonias, and we're having a bit of a chuckle. Yeah, we could have brought ours in actually, but hadn't thought of it. So ideas for next year.
We're making
Some
a list.
lovely plants in the floral section. In the poultry section, fowl, looking at fowl. See some very lovely ones.
Hello. A couple of them are chatty.
Duckies. There's plenty to look at.
You've got a card on this one. Yeah.
When at the show, you're always checking out the show bags and Sideshow Alley. There's Nicola looking for something for Charlotte. You can see, whilst it hasn't been super wet, it's been consistent and the ground is boggy. Hello. And Sideshow Alley from the other side. We've had a daggy dog and we've been around the whole show. Checked out the pavilions and the chickens and all the craft. It's been great.
Okay, so we've just planted another two. So what have we got here?
A tree of some form. That was a funny name, Dawn, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's the Melaleuca formosa. So this is a Kingaroy bottlebrush.
I thought
And
that was that one up there.
No, and then this one down here.
Oh, yeah.
Can't remember its name.
It's the funny name.
It's the funny name. That was.
You found a common name for it.
I did.
It's the acacia
Yeah, it's.
podolwayifolia. Podolwayifolia, which is pronounced terribly bad.
Yeah. I'll have to.
It's an acacia of some form.
It is an acacia of some form. I can't remember what it is. I did look it up. I did find it.
Western something?
No.
Western. I thought, well, why
Anyway.
didn't they just call it that? That would have been easier.
We'll find the name. We'll stick it up in the comments or down in the comments. We have put the 3 hippeastrums in. We actually had 2 of my little gardening gnomes who we put in there for World Naked Gardening Day.
First Saturday of May.
First Saturday of May. So you're going to be seeing this a little bit later, simply because I've actually already finished this last episode. But anyway, so onward and upward, we got all these to plant now.
Okay.
Okay, so this is our big Queensland Blue. This is the one that was just shy of 8 kilo. I'm actually going to process it because one of the things we've noticed, I don't know if you can see, it's dripping a bit from underneath. Now, I've never had that happen before, but then it could be because it was actually chewed by something in the garden. So the idea is I'll get this one ready, so I'm going to chop it up. I'm actually saving seeds, so I'm all set. I have a container. Oops, sorry, I just washed up. I've got bread cooking.
Yeah, it was like an earthquake.
I'm going to put the pumpkin meat in here, seeds in here. It'll be really interesting to see what it's like inside.
You need a bigger knife.
I probably do need a bigger knife. That is true. But
I wouldn't be using that one.
okay, hang on.
It's just on the drainer.
Yeah, they're really good stools, but they're actually really uncomfortable to get down. They've got a really sharp ridge on the edge. Here I am. Ooh. Oh.
Max.
Oh. He's actually quite stiff. I mean, it'll be better once I get the first
piece out.
Yeah.
Little tomahawk.
Just about. I wouldn't hop underneath me, Winnie. Queensland Blues they're a really hard pumpkin, so they're always hard to get that. Oh, listen to that crack. That's nice. They're a great pumpkin, great keeping usually, which is why it's actually really unusual that this one isn't keeping so well. But
we don't know what's causing the seed there.
But
the juice is orange, which is strange, but the bottom's not soft. It doesn't feel bad. Ooh, look at the colour. Is the inside him?
Yeah.
Something's got into him.
Something's got into him, so we'll get off him what we can, but I don't know that we're going to have anything useful in these seeds. Nope.
Well, we got a couple others, but they're just a bit smaller.
Look at that.
There's a bug.
It's bugs.
Yeah, well, it was being chewed down there. Dastardly bugs, so that'll be why.
Yeah.
Look at that. Oh, we'll be back soon.
Okay, so here I have the pumpkin seed that I'm drying out before I can package it up. This is actually the Queensland Blue seed. So from the cream can to here, we've obviously, we grew them. You've seen the pumpkins. We actually ended up having to toss one whole lot of seed. So some sort of a weevil or something had got inside. This is the second pumpkin that we've cut. And its seed is all looking pretty good, actually, as you can see. What I did is I chopped up the second pumpkin. And then the inside, I'm not sure, what would you call it? The what?
The pulp.
The pulp, yeah. So I put it in water, and now there's still a little bit of pumpkin flesh on a few of them. I've got most of the pumpkin flesh off. You'll see I've got bits along here. So as it's been drying out, it's just been peeling off. And then it's actually had 2 days in this container. So after, yeah, I'm being attacked by Winston here. After I did that, I took the best seed, which is the seed that floated to, or didn't float, sank to the bottom of the container with water in. and I've washed it off. It's actually been sitting for 2 days in a box. It's just lined with some kitchen paper, and I'm just letting it dry out. At the moment, it's just still slightly damp. It's improving. I'll probably change the paper over today. I've just been using it to absorb it. And obviously I've got it here in the lounge with us because we've got the fire going. So there's enough heat in here that it's just evaporating any moisture. So probably I would think, as I said, I'll change this over today. I will then package them into plastic containers, and I might put some moisture absorbers in. So any moisture that still exists, I'll capture in the moisture absorber, and this will be next year's Queensland Blue seed for planting. So that's it. So of course it'll go into airproof containers and sit for 12 months. We've actually been asked by a few people who've been watching for some seed. We will start flicking that around probably in the next week. We're going to drop some at the local library. We will, there was one person actually at the show that asked for some. We've got their address, and we're going to drop some off to them. But we will actually keep the majority so that next year we'll have our own Queensland Blue seed, which is just fabulous. And there you go. See, there's a little bit of the pumpkin flesh still on that one. But so that's it. From growing it through to harvesting through to seed saving. So, in the last hour, we've had a calf. Daisy's doing an excellent job. She's cleaned it off. It's not yet standing. I don't want to go too close. Daisy's pretty good. She's getting quite used to us. Little one's the same colour as Mum. Haven't seen it get up yet is the only thing, so just watching for that. But doing really, really well. So this is really the first afternoon she's actually brought the calf up like this. So this is a really big leap of faith. So which is great. Hey little one. Are you a Delilah or are you a Darius?
You could call it Delarius.
You don't know. Well, you know what they say about a good man knowing his limitations, so we're obviously a good couple. So we actually have someone in fitting the electric fence, which is a good thing, because if we had to do it ourselves, we'd be lost. Actually, we got really lost on the weekend. But here you go. It's all being done now. He's on his way up, and he has got the seaweed mix for me.
And orchid mix.
Oh, and some orchid mix. Because Mark is going to do his goodies. And he's just going to sit himself back down. Thank you.
Seaweed.
Excellent. Excuse our very messy table. We're kind of working.
As they came, a pink and red. What did you call it?
Zygocactus, or a Christmas cactus.
Christmas cactus. Okay, this is the pink zygocactus. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's looking pretty good.
Yep. The way they were talking, you
just the bottom one, but not the whole way, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that. And then we'll need to water them in.
Yep.
So that's the pink one.
Okay, so what we'll need to do too is we'll need to get some tags.
Yep.
Thankfully, I have quite a few.
Well, at the minute, we've got that, which is sort of still sticky a bit.
Okay.
And then we have red zygocactus. Only one piece in that one.
I think they were saying that the red is a more highly prized than the pink.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, we'll double check all that as we go.
All
right, so you've got them in.
Yep.
Just part way down on one of the pieces.
Yep. Oh.
Yep, so you got two pinks and a red. Okay, so now you're going to water them.
Yeah.
And what else? Or is that it?
That's it as far as I know.
Okay. Hey, this was my Mother's Day present from the puppies. It is a Queen Elizabeth rose, because I like roses. So I actually had some leftover rose mix, and then we bought a bag of Black Marvel. So in case you've missed it, my process is I've taken the top plastic off. I'm about to take it out of the bag. I'll unwrap it and get rid of all of the sawdust that's packed around the roots. I can feel it's actually quite wet and cold, so that's good. I actually have about a third of a cup of seaweed mix, and I'm going to put it in about a third of a bucket. Third of a bucket of water. Now they're saying 15 to 20 minutes. Normally I do an hour, but and that just lets the roots take up the nutrients, and it helps to offset any kind of transplant shock. So I'll get it out of the bag, and then I'll show you where I'm up to next. Okay, so you stir up the seaweed mix, and no, sorry. Winston is now trying to eat my plant. So it goes into the bucket, making sure to submerge all of the roots. I actually collected all of the sawdust into there, so I'll give it to Mark later and he can put that into the compost. But I now have about a third of a bucket there ready to go of the rose mix. There's the bag underneath the fork there. There's the Black Marvel that will go on top. Give it a little while, let it soak up those nutrients, and then it can go into the bucket. What you doing, Mr. Pitt?
Let's some wood.
Why are you doing that?
Because it's cold and we want a fire.
So this is still the wood that was chopped down. That would be December, so it's about 15 months ago. It'd be longer than that. 17 months ago.
Yeah,
so, okay.
18, a year and a half.
Yeah.
All right. See how we go.
Okay, she's a bit loud. Now we bought this because we recognise we are actually starting to get older. We actually also have a fair bit of our own wood. As you can see, we're quite well treed. So the idea is to use up our wood so that we don't have to buy as much. And again, it's just part of that self-sufficiency plan that we've got happening.
These pieces have got knots in them.
Nope, you can tell them that. So even with the splitter, they are knotty bits of wood because it was a gnarly tree. So
the knots are very hard to chop.
They are, and so we've got some bits that no matter how good the splitter is, you've still got to finish it off with something.
Just to break him up. Like that.
So do you want to just show them so they can see the knot?
Yep. A feral gum tree.
We've got feral gum trees everywhere.
You see? Yeah, so that's a...
Okay.
I've taken the edge off of him as much as I can, but I'm in the knot now.
Yep. Okay. So it goes back on now.
We don't need to make them too small.
And what was this? A 1 ton?
Yeah, I think so.
Yep. So it exerts 1 ton of pressure, so you don't want to get your hands in the way. Well, here we are. It's the end of another episode. We've had a lot happen. So the day the last episode went live, Daisy had her calf.
Moo,
And
she said.
we're fairly certain it's a boy. So if it's a boy, it's Darius. If it's a girl, it's a Delilah. But I'm fairly certain it's a boy. It's certainly showing a lot of different behaviours.
He's certainly looking a bit bully.
He's very bouncy, jumpy. Apart from that, we've had lots going on. The gate's been installed, so now the security gate's on. The security cameras are on their way. It's a real pain that we've had to do this, but that's life.
So that's the solar gate, and we ended up with some technically professional people to sort out the bits we couldn't.
We did. You pulled some bulbs?
Yeah, got them. We haven't quite finished that bit yet. That'll be next fortnight. So, Kayla just licked the phone for those who are interested because she's doing a big smoochie.
Hello, baby.
Say hello, everyone. Say hello, I'm a big smoochie girl.
She says, I'm a mummy's girl. And
Oh,
here's
there's
the
the
mummy's
other-
boy.
there's the
Hello,
other fella.
darling.
Yeah, so we got the daffs and that out of the shed. So I haven't put the daffs in the fridge this year yet. The tulips have been in since the end of April. End of May, beginning of June, we'll plant the tulips out and we started getting some garden. But anyway, that'll be a story for another video, no doubt.
It will. Apart from that, you've seen the results of the show. So we got a 3rd in the pumpkin. Didn't win any prizes as such. We just got the card. But, you know, it's a good place to be.
And that was for the little Jap.
That was for the Jap.
Which is funny. So Kent pumpkin, Jap pumpkin, we believe they're the same thing. Jap standing for just another pumpkin. But anyway, the show had categories for Kent and Jap. So if anyone has any experience in Jap and Kent pumpkins and know what the difference may be, love to know.
And you saw we harvested our Queensland Blues. So we've got the seeds. They're all dried and packeted. Now I'm just going to go and start dropping them off.
Yep, all good.
Okay,
Alrighty.
so as I said, we've had a really big fortnight, but as always, if you found anything of interest in this episode, please remember to like, to share, to subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell so you don't ever miss an episode. If you haven't subscribed, please do. It does help us to be found on YouTube. And as always, if you have something you want to tell us, leave a comment down below. We do try to always respond.
Yep, bye.
See ya.